If you failed or streaming wasn't an opportunity for you, what would you have been your alternative choice? Hindsight being 2020? I don't know, dude. This is one of the reasons why I'm very sympathetic to people that are in fucked up life situations, because it's possible that I would have either killed myself, probably not, hopefully not, or like still been carpet cleaning or something. Like, you have to consider that for all you hear me and as intelligent as you think I am and as smart as you think I am and all these cool qualities or whatever that you like about me, like up until I started streaming, I was literally like a no-name person doing carpet cleaning, like losing his house, like falling behind on all of his bills, not touching his student loans, obviously, like in the process of having a child, working a dead-end job that I could not ever be promoted into. Like, it was a really fucked up thing. So like, if I hadn't stumbled onto streaming, I mean, you like to think, right? Oh, well, if you're intelligent, you'll find anything. Like, maybe I would have stumbled onto some other type of work. I guess it's possible, but like, I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe I would have never found that other thing, and I would just be, you know, working 80, 90 hours a week, 7 days a week with every other Sunday off, like doing like horrible fucking work. Like, I don't know. I thought he was too narcissistic to kill himself. I think I am. I'm very narcissistic. I definitely didn't do it in large part because of that, but I'm not sure how much I could have taken in that scenario. The problem is that my life went so bad in a very short span of time, and like, it was hard to drive around in Omaha, like going all over the place, like visiting houses and shit and looking at everybody living their lives and seeing places that I had been going to like a year or two earlier, you know, like happily with either a girlfriend or my wife or whatever, and then like seeing that I was literally carpet cleaning now, like not making any fucking money, with no fucking future, with no education, right? Like 35, 36 or whatever ACT score, flunked out of fucking college, like went to college almost as a sophomore because of the number of AP and dual enrollment credits, and then not even having a bachelor's degree. Like, everything in my life had went to shit, like very far into shit in a very short period of time. I don't know how much longer I could have handled living in that kind of manner. I'm not really sure, dude. It was pretty bad. Couldn't you have moved in with mom to get your life back on track? I can't live with my parents. So I'm a very, very, very laid back, I'm a very chill person. It's very hard to get me stressed out. I know, like, I shout at people on stream and whatnot, but like, if I'm traveling and if people are missing flights or somebody's late or shit's just not going perfect, like, that's totally cool. I'm very, very, very chill, very laid back. It takes a lot to really get me stressed out or upset. My parents are very much the opposite. They are very high stress, very high strung. Like, if one thing is going wrong or not according to plan, like, everything starts to fall apart. Like a guitar string that's been wound so tight that like a single tap will cause it to snap. And so I can't live in that environment. Like, there's no fucking way I could have ever lived with them again. That's why like, everybody says that, like, oh, you know, or well, maybe ever since, I don't know. They moved out when I was like 16. I think my mom left when I was 15. My dad left when I was 16. It was good for me. Like, everything that ended up being good for me, like everything ultimately benefited me because I got more independence. I didn't have to deal with people that were super high strung. Like, it was an easy choice for me to live with my grandma in her little retirement home for a couple years until I could move out. Left where? My mom's mom was dying from Alzheimer's, so my mom went to Florida to take care of her, and my sister was homeschooled, so she took my sister with her, and then my dad, I think that was when I was 15, and then I think my dad went to join my mom when I was 16. So I stayed with my grandma. She lived in like a little senior citizen home. I stayed with her for a year or two until I had saved up enough money to move out with my girlfriend into an apartment. Is your grandma cool? No, she was fucking crazy. Sometimes I would wake... well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. She had dementia, I'm pretty sure. This is like my bullshit diagnosis. Maybe she didn't have dementia, but I'm pretty sure she was getting dementia. Like, I would wake up sometimes to her moaning, like making groaning sounds, and I would like open the door and like turn on the light, and she would be like, I remember this very specifically one time. God, this whole situation was so weird. She had a dog. She went through so many animals. She would beat her dog so much for pissing all over the floor. And this little dog pissed so much in her bedroom floor. It was ridiculous to me. And like, he always asked to go outside. So like, I never understood like how the fuck this dog was like pissing outside and still like pissing all over her floor. Like, it was crazy. But one day I had woken up because she was like making some strange noises, and I went over to the next room and I opened the door, and she was standing away from her bed with her arms like leaning on the bed with her legs open, and she was actually pissing all over the floor. It was crazy bizarre. And then after that she just went like right back into bed and like went to sleep, and it was like the strangest thing so I had realized at that point that she was actually the one that she was like waking up in the middle of the night and she was pissing all over her floor. That was like really weird. I'm pretty. So, do you think like dementia? That's like my guess because it seemed like her mental status was deteriorating quite a bit, like in the couple years that I lived with her. Like, did the dog beat her for pissing on the floor? I don't think so. But yeah. So I mean, I had good motivation to try to get the fuck out of there as soon as possible. Is that why you became a carpet cleaner? No. It's pretty sick to see people lose grass like that. That wasn't even the saddest shit that I saw. The worst thing that I saw, so this was the moment that I realized that like my grandma's mind was going. This is like kind of a weird thing. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like when you watch when I would watch, yeah, that's them. When I would watch her like watching TV, I'd noticed that when she was watching comedies and whatnot, when she laughed at the jokes in the comedies, she was never laughing at the joke. She was always laughing along with the audience. Like, she was laughing with the studio audience. Like, that's when she would always wait to laugh. And I'm pretty sure, I never did this, obviously, because it would have been really rude, but I'm pretty sure that if I would have stopped and asked her, like, Grandma, why is that funny? She wouldn't really have been able to answer. I'd noticed that she was, like, she would sit and watch TV all the time, but she would, like, be super checked out. Like, super checked out. She was probably suffering, well, she's not anymore, because she's fucking dead. She smoked her way into the grave. But yeah, I noticed that was one of the scariest things for me. It was just like anytime I would like walk into a room and like she didn't know I was there, she would just be staring blankly off into space. Like I can't imagine being like her body was still there, but her mind was just totally rotted away. Like she wasn't anything, I guess. I feel like I look at like people like that. She was kind of like a collection of like Python scripts maybe, where like you could say words and you could get certain responses out of her. Like her body knew when she was hungry, and if you would say something like, I came home from school today or something, she would say like, oh, how was school? Like she would talk, but like she was never really there. Like it was really empty behind. Yeah, I don't know. That old, like, dementia thing. I keep saying dementia. I shouldn't say that. I don't know if she had dementia or not, but, like, that old, like, checked out thing was, like, that was really, really, really sad, I think.